Nuclear Time Loop World by Gatekeeper. This happened about 10 years ago, and around early December there was still snow hanging around the back lot of where I work. It happened in the late evening time. I can't recall the exact time when this happened. It was still light, but the sun was going down for sure. I was in the back lot looking for a particular item for an order ticket. It would take some time to find an oversized glass, as I had to go off the size as they weren't easily marked. I searched several areas until I finally found it, which was located away from the other glass. At this point, it was getting darker, but light enough where I didn't have to use a flashlight. The backlot lights didn't come on yet. That is how light it was outside. I was looking down at the label on the glass to make sure it had the matching size and number. I quickly looked up as I heard people talking and making noises. There's not supposed to be anybody back in the lot beside me. When I looked up, right before my eyes was another world had appeared. There was a very large wormhole that opened into a dark world. I can see that something had happened in that world, and it wasn't pretty. It looked like it was hit with some kind of large explosives. There was smoldering steam rising in different areas, scorch marks and a large indentation in the ground, as you would find from a large explosion site. The people there were wearing white hazmat suits with respirators. I would say there were at least half a dozen of them. They all stopped what they were doing with their machines to look at me. Some of them looked over at where two individuals were standing behind a taped-off area. An African female and white male were dressed in a black business suit with black sunglasses on. The black female was slightly taller than the white male. The white male asked his partner if the person on the other side of the portal could see and hear them. The black female, who is the superior, replied, "No." She went on to state that the person on the other side of the portal was trapped in a time loop, and their society had to figure out how to stop the nuclear bombs from destroying their world. She then instructed the other hazmat team to get back to work, as the person in the portal could not interact with them. My mind was in an awe state, and I could clearly see and hear them. I saw that their world was dark, and they had lights pointed into the bombed area. The people on the other side of the portal were about to get a big surprise. I take it that it was nighttime in their world. The clouds were dark, with no stars that I could see. I raised my left hand up to gesture that I acknowledged them, and even smiled back at them. After a friendly wave of my hand, the hazmat workers all flinched, and that was when the wormhole slowly got smaller and eventually disappeared. I was left all by myself once again. How long did this last? I would say a good 10 to 15 minutes. The most fun was seeing them in shock that I had acknowledged their existence. The concerning part was what she said about our world being stuck in a time loop until we figure out how to stop the nuclear bombs from destroying our world.